You think you're weak because you're tired. Because everything feels heavier than it used to. Because you don't wake up feeling motivated or confident or sure anymore. But strength doesn't always look like confidence. And it doesn't always sound like optimism. Sometimes strength looks like getting up when nothing inside you feels ready. Sometimes it looks like continuing without applause, without reassurance, without certainty. If you've been feeling behind, overwhelmed, or unsure of yourself, this isn't a sign that you're weak. It might be proof that you're emotionally stronger than you think. Here are 7 signs you don't give yourself enough credit for. You feel overwhelmed often. Your mind doesn't rest easily. There's always something to process, something to worry about, something unfinished. And because of that, you assume you're failing. But overwhelm isn't a weakness. It's what happens when you care deeply in a demanding world. Emotionally weak people shut down the moment things feel heavy. Emotionally strong people feel the weight and still show up. Even when their energy is low. Even when motivation is gone. Even when no one notices. If you keep going, not perfectly, not confidently, but honestly. That's strength. Quiet strength. Uncelebrated strength. But real strength. You replay conversations in your head. You wonder if you said the wrong thing. If you should have handled something better. You question your choices, your timing, your reactions, and you mistake that for insecurity. But here's the truth. Self-reflection is not self-hatred. Emotionally weak people blame the world for everything. They never pause long enough to look inward. Emotionally strong people ask hard questions about themselves. Not to punish themselves, but to understand. Growth starts with awareness. And awareness requires courage. If you're willing to look at yourself honestly, even when it's uncomfortable, you're not weak. You're emotionally mature. You don't just feel emotions. You experience them fully. Loss stays with you. Words linger. Moments replay. You feel joy deeply, but pain cuts just as sharply. And sometimes you wish you could feel less. But numbness isn't strength. It's avoidance. Feeling deeply means you're open. It means you haven't shut yourself down to survive. In a world that rewards emotional detachment, choosing to feel is an act of bravery. Pain means you cared. Grief means you loved. Fear means something mattered. If you still allow yourself to feel, even when it hurts, you're not fragile. You're emotionally strong. You could be colder. You could be harder. You could protect yourself by caring less. But you don't. You help even when you're tired. You listen even when no one listens to you. You treat people gently, even when life hasn't treated you the same way. Kindness is often misunderstood as weakness. But cruelty is easy. Anyone can close their heart. Anyone can become bitter. Kindness requires restraint. It requires empathy. It requires emotional control. If you remain kind in a world that keeps testing you, that's not softness. That's discipline. That's strength with integrity. You've experienced disappointment, rejection, loss. Some of it changed you. Some of it broke parts of you that never fully healed. And yet, you didn't disappear. You learned how to function with pain, how to adapt, how to survive quietly. Strength isn't never breaking. It's breaking and rebuilding without an audience. If you've endured things you don't talk about, if you carry scars people can't see, your presence alone is proof of your strength. You don't pretend everything is fine. You don't hide behind fake confidence. You admit when you're unsure, when you're scared, when you don't have the answers. And in a culture obsessed with appearing strong, that honesty feels risky. But pretending is exhausting. Lying to yourself requires constant effort. Emotionally strong people don't deny fear. They acknowledge it and move forward anyway. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the willingness to be seen despite it. If you're honest about what scares you, you're braver than most. You still ask questions about life, about yourself, about where you're going. You're not just trying to survive. You're trying to understand. Emotionally weak people give up on meaning. They stop searching. They settle for distraction. Emotionally strong people keep asking, why, what now, and who do I want to become? If you're still searching, even when you're tired, you haven't quit. And that persistence is one of the strongest traits a person can have. Strength doesn't always roar. It doesn't always look confident, successful, or fearless. Sometimes strength looks like showing up again. Sometimes it looks like feeling deeply. Sometimes it looks like kindness, honesty, and endurance. If you see yourself in these words, stop calling yourself weak. You've been strong for a long time. Just quietly. And quiet strength is still strength.